Yo, the views and opinions expressed in this podcast are solely of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the Smashcast Live or its affiliates.
Finally TV.
I struggle with addiction and alcoholism, so
This is an ugly nigga, bro.
How you feel your boy's soul got sucked, boss?
the pod.
Creating the demise of humanity.
Could be
Booga booga doo, nigga.
It's hard work, man, like you said, but he says, good looks, my nigga. I'm like, nah, I said, do me a favor, make sure you never call me that anymore.
URL earlier.
I'm hit. Tell my girlfriend I love
Shit, let's stay there. He loves you.
Doc.
cheese. The cheese. The cheese. It's the cheese. Let me get. Fuck.
Cheesy.
Fuck. All right.
You know he killed it.
What's going on, y'all? It's your man Smash coming at you with another episode of Smashcast Live. Thank y'all very much for tuning in. It's your man Smash with the boy Ike Dixon. Yo, and we out here in Newburgh, New York, talking to our man Frank Russo. How you doing, dog?
I'm good.
All right, yo. I'm gonna get this shit off me. Can y'all?
Yeah, gotcha. Homie got some.
You good, homie? Man, came out hour and a half later and just died.
I finally get to use this dude's
You
microphone.
get the main mic.
You feel me? For a couple
the
of
host.
moments, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It ain't the Smashcast, it's the Ike Cast. What's up? You feel me? It's your boy Ike Stay High Dixon with your boy
Like with some Dractic. You mind interchanging them? Because my artist name is actually Dractic.
Dractic?
Yeah.
I
Like
ain't
with a
say
C.
Dractic.
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 Yeah. There's an interesting story behind that one.
What?
I was actually, now that we're filming, right?
Yeah.
So I had a really bad cocaine addiction.
Yeah.
Like terrible. So when I was in Cali, when I was in the Marines, I was literally like, all I would do is like either I'd be out with my boys and we'd like be doing shit, or I'd be like back in the bricks, like just gaming.
Word.
And I was just I misspelled drastic. I was like midway through a line and I misspelled it, and then I kept saying it for a while, and I was like, that kind of got a ring to it. And after a while, yeah. So Dractic. Dractic, I've actually used Dractic for a while as like an online persona, but this is the first time I'm using it as like a music thing.
Dractic. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, it's your boy Dractic. We here, feel me? It ain't the Smashcast, it's the Ike Cast.
It's the Ike Cast at the moment.
Feel me? But tell the people about yourself a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Let me touch on my hot pocket. Tell the folks what you do here.
Do you think? I'm 22 currently. I use musician, but in reality, I'm an artist. I dabble in like painting and digital work and stuff like that, but I mainly try to focus on music. My whole thing is I try to push a wave that's about pushing for healthier, balanced habits and kind of music that's for the purpose of self-help without being like in your face, like evangelical type shit. Because I always thought that was corny. Like I hated songs that were like, stop doing drugs, get off the streets. I was like, shut the fuck up. Like, you're probably getting paid like $100,000 just to say that. And I also feel it, I don't know, it just comes off as very like impersonal. Because I feel like a lot of people that are on that type of vibe like never really lived it.
That's facts. Oh, time to switch. It's some Smashcast again.
What are you doing in my chair?
But yeah, boy Drastic.
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 Yeah, you can interchange them. You could say Frank or Drastic. Either one works.
Got you. Well,
That's my artist name.
Dractic?
Yeah,
Like
Dractic.
Dractic. Why?
I misspelled drastic, and it stuck with me.
Fair enough.
And I was like midway through a line. Oh yeah, you missed that part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a year and 6 months sober from coke. I was a coke addict for a while.
Right quick, I forgot to introduce my brother. He in the back.
word.
Philly Bean. Coke.
Yeah,
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
yeah, that shit's wild.
Fuck was you doing coke for? I mean, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Actually, it started actually in like my sophomore year-ish of high school. But I was mad. I was low-key about it. And then as I went into the Marines, and ironically I went in to like try to stay clean. It was for some other shit too, but like that was like I was like, oh, if I go in, like I won't even have the opportunity. Come to find out that Marines are just as fucking bad. Like it was wild. I used it mainly for like a lot of, cause like I'm actually clinically diagnosed with depression. I have persistent depressive disorder. When I got out of the Marines, I got out through rehab. Cause I went through my command and I was like, listen, like I'm like this ain't it. This ain't it.
Word.
Like I'm miserable and I feel like I'm doing everyone a disservice by staying in, because I'm just like I'm not doing it right.
Word.
So I went out through rehab. Where was I going with that? I remember.
Give me some of that water. Appreciate you.
So yeah, I mean, a lot of my shit is like related to the past couple of years of my life. It's been kind of wild.
What the fuck?
Weird. I mean.
So you telling me the Marines, the people we supposed to look up to?
I mean, so
How were they fucked up? Like,
well,
know what I mean?
Marines get up to crazy shit, and I won't say too much, because I still got motherfuckers in. I respect them. But it's wild because it's not like when you go in, you leave everything behind. Like you'll probably still find people who were in the same area or like in the same kind of clique, if you catch my drift.
Yeah. Word.
So once you get in and you meet those people, it's
done deal.
It's right back to hustling, because you don't get paid shit.
Yeah.
I literally, like, by the end of my contract, I think I was making like $1,700 a month, if even.
What?
Yeah.
man, that's still more than most people. So, I mean,
But he was in Cali.
right.
You know that shit's nothing over there.
Yeah.
I know a dude in the army right now. My son Jack. He's on I forget the word for it, but it's like he's on call or whatever.
Oh, reserves.
Yeah, he's on reserve. So it's like he already did. He was already overseas and shit. They bought him back. Like, yo, we don't need you right now.
Yeah.
And so now he's not living nice, but he's using his time wisely, working on his business and shit with his daughters and all that shit.
Yeah.
So it's like he's not getting paid like nice, but he's living.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it is, though. That it's like it's just enough to like get by, type shit.
Well, I mean, California 17 ain't shit.
That was a different story.
Shit, like what the fuck is you talking about? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's like a week.
Yeah. Now, what I will say is that you have like food and housing provided for you.
Oh, okay.
Like those are free. Technically, they come out of your check, but yeah. But like you don't gotta pay rent or no type of shit like
So
that.
basically, you just had to do what you had to do and just stack your money.
Yeah.
Well, word. Okay. Word.
That's cool.
It really isn't. I really carry no animosity towards it, honestly. I carry animosity towards some of the things that I had to do, but I don't carry animosity towards the people or anything like that. I really do think it's a good opportunity if you use it as a good opportunity.
Word. Okay.
Because the whole thing that they throw at you, like I would the Marines is that's supposed to be
Top tier.
like before we get in the spec.
It is, but that's not. I don't want to be braggadocious about it. I mean, a lot of people think a top is like physically. It really is not physical. I mean, it is physical, but it's not. It's mainly mental. Most of it is mental. Anybody. First, I don't advise going into the military unless like you know that's like your thing and you want to make a thing out of it. If you're just trying to make like a couple bucks, don't do it. You're gonna be real miserable.
Because that's what they sell. They sell the money and we'll take care of your school. And
That's the fucked up thing is that they sell the college.
Yeah, pyramid scheme.
You know what's crazy? You will never have a second for college. not a single minute. You'll never touch a textbook while you're in. Maybe like if you got like a good command
Or like a laptop or something.
Yeah.
Go online with the motherfucker.
But most units, like if you're infantry,
Oh, that's game.
you're never going to a class
Foot soldier, yeah, you never.
because you're always in the field. When you're in state, they do shit called like field exercises, which is basically just like practice deployments. So like you treat it like you get blank rounds and shit, and you go out and you treat it like it's a deployment, but it's not. You're just in like some fucking sand dune with some blank rounds, like. But if you're infantry, you're all, like steady there. I was not infantry. Thank you.
Word.
But yeah.
But you know anybody? I mean, like you know anybody that's actually done college and all that? Because again.
Oh no, my unit actually wasn't like terrible. Like you could kind of get away with it. I actually had someone who I served with who didn't go to college but like did online classes.
Right. So there is time for the online classes, or you extending your stay. Like let's say you're not part time, but it's like you're full time, but you're basically taking a bachelor's is going to take you double the time, as opposed to.
It's just tricky because like there's not a moment where you're not on the clock.
Okay.
You're always on the like if some dude that's your superior, like your sergeant or like your staff sergeant calls you up and is like, I need you here at this time right now. Rain, sleet, or shine, you better be there. It could be 2:00 in the morning. It could be like midnight. Like any type shit, you gotta be there. So
Get the fuck out of here, bro. Fuck that. Cause I want it, bro. Because you know, since day one, they sell you the fucking will pay for your tuition, and then you see the what is it, dun whatever the fuck that Rocky theme that they keep and shit. Like because bro, it's like you know they sell you I can take care of my family. I can do this. I got lesbian moms. It's like yo,
I got lesbian moms.
Like, you know what I mean? It's like I figured it was bullshit because it's like you're supposed to be protecting the whole goddamn country.
Yeah.
You ain't got time to eat and shit. Like my boy Jack, he told me when he was in the military, he was sick with some shit, bro. He fucking almost damn near COVID-like symptoms.
Yeah.
He didn't have COVID. It was way before.
pre-COVID, yeah.
Exactly, way before COVID. But what's it called? But he still had to go.
Yeah.
And he was tired, ready to die.
Yeah. Unless you are literally bleeding out or passed out, you better show up.
Nah, bro, I'm shooting myself in the foot.
Nah, I hope you show up. Because they ain't going to take that.
They ain't gonna take that.
He said you get your shot self in the foot.
You better be in formation.
Wait.
0-500.
Home.
You better put a bandage around that shit.
No.
It's a
that's,
it's a dishonorable discharge for you.
On a similar vibe, that's why I got out. Because that type of lifestyle just wasn't for me.
Yeah, no, because that's not even.
Because I fully agree. Yeah, I don't think to a degree I think it's inhuman. It's crazy because
Inhuman?
it is inhuman. But I will say this: if the recruiting methods were less shady, I would 100% agree with whatever the fuck they did. Because at the end of the day, no matter if you're motor T, infantry, admin, your job is to kill people. Like that's your job at the end of the day. Like all the other shit with computers and trucks, and it could be whatever.
They just put that shit first.
That's a side job.
Yeah.
Your main shit is to go out, deploy, and take bodies. So, do I think that? I really do think that the depersonalization is kind of an aspect of it, and I think it's an important aspect of it because it kind of teaches you to not connect yourself with that.
It's more discipline and free the robots type shit.
Yeah.
You know?
So, I mean, one aspect of it is necessary. I just don't like how they do that to motherfuckers that aren't expecting that. You feel me? Because like you grab someone who's 18 straight out of high school, they thinking they just gonna go over, fix a couple of trucks, and sit there 4 years out and do some college, and then they end up fucking deploying and taking names. I hope you got money for therapy. Like,
Big facts.
I hope you got money for a therapist.
Big facts. So you got a strong mind. You better have a strong mind or something.
Or worst case, you get that his homies are at his parents' house and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Listen, I seen that shit in The Butler with Forrest Whitaker. When his son went out to deployment and shit. And they were partying and shit. And then, cause his son was supposed to come home.
Yeah.
And then it was his homies at the door. And he was like, yo, you got the wrong house.
Yeah.
I was like, that shit's crazy, bro.
It's wild.
Yeah, no, it's like, I mean, because you see families, take pride in the military and they military families and shit like that. And
Military families baffle me. Truly. I really don't understand the concept. I don't understand how your whole, prerogative is I'm going to raise kids to continue the cycle. Because, it's not for everyone. It's crazy how, parents, will just, raise a kid and, from the moment they, get out the womb, they're just you're going to go overseas, you're going to do this. That's wild. If your parent came up to you and said that about anything else, you'd say they were tripping.
No, for real.
If you were 6 and your dad came up, or if your mom came up to you and was like, yo, you going to work at Buffalo Wild Wings for the next 20 years. That's what you going to do. That's what we do around here. You'd be like, get the fuck, get the fuck out of here.
Nah, that's facts, though.
But it's
that's
crazy how
facts.
It's only the military where that's the exception.
well, police families do that shit too. I believe.
Same,
Any sort of law enforcement.
in America, same shit. Honestly,
Word?
law enforcement, military, same shit. Half the people in law enforcement, ex-military.
That's what I was, you hear
It's
that shit a lot,
the
too.
same shit.
They don't look built for it either way, and I just mean they don't look.
It shouldn't be that way, but it is that way.
I seen because I've been getting heavy into Spartan, Spartan lore and shit.
Okay.
I've been looking at the shit. First of all, half the shit we know about Sparta ain't even real. It's not facts. It was mostly bravado and lies, which fucked me up because you seen 300,
Nah, that's facts. Even though some
In
of
your
it
heart,
was
you're
true.
like, nah, that was
Some
real.
of it was true.
Some of it
some shit on Sparta is true.
But at first it was bullshit, which fucked me up, bro.
Well, what's one of the bullshit things you heard about Sparta?
It was the Sparta did go to war with Persia, but they didn't lead the charge.
No.
They
No.
weren't the 300 that died. They weren't.
It wasn't even 300 of them.
Exactly. It wasn't. Yeah.
Facts.
It was them. I think it was Athens, and I forget. It started with a T, whatever civilization. But anyway, what I'm saying is because you seen 300 when what's his face loses his eye, and then he's like, and then Leonidas is like, is that scratch?
Oh, yeah.
And then he's like, no, the gods blessed me with 2 eyes. And then he sends his ass back as a messenger, you knew he fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
He lost a whole eye.
Oh, yeah.
So you send him back, and then he didn't let the hunchback. Which I would listen, man. We can get that's a different level. He can't even lift his shield above his back, so it's like fuck it. But it's shit like that. They breed the sons and the daughters into that lifestyle.
I always,
And the kids are okay with it.
Because they're kids.
It's crazy because they kids. You don't know any better.
Yeah,
You don't know.
They're kids, and plus
You
you're
ain't
hearing
you
this
ain't
from
got
the
a fully
people that take
functional
care of you.
Frontal cortex by then.
Yeah.
That's just all you know. That's why I'm very much pro. I don't want to say pro freedom because no shit, who isn't? But
China.
the ability to obtain knowledge. I feel like that's something we take a lot for granted. If it's something you have, it's something you take for granted. Because there's motherfuckers that just don't know shit. Off the top. Don't know sex ed, or don't know shit what is abusive and what's not, or shit how you're supposed to walk the street and shit like that.
Good word.
They just don't know because parents either didn't want to tell them or just forgot about it.
Good word. Or didn't have time for it.
That's why I'm very anti-censorship for that specific reason. It's not necessarily out of any sort of grandiose vision. It's just literally because that's how we keep a good society is information and knowledge. That's the only way we improve. If we cut anything, we're fucked.
That's a big fact.
Because that's something that the next generation won't know or understand. And then we got to start from scratch again.
Bro, it's like, you know, that's happening a lot where censorship is becoming the new norm. And I don't like to use normal, but
Well, censorship like started really happening back in what?
Well, in like the 50s and the 60s. Ironically, it used to be a right-wing thing. It used to be Christian censorship. That used to be a huge thing back in like the 60s and the 70s. It started with like rock and roll and heavy metal, then it pushed out to like D&D and stuff like that.
Earlier than that. Like, you said,
Well, I mean,
you said Christian. I'm like, you mean states and shit, bro? Like you know, when the church had power over the states, I'm like, you're damn right.
Yeah.
Even before.
yeah, censorship will always be a thing, unfortunately, because there's always going to be someone at the top that wants someone at the bottom to not know something.
Right. So the greenest people.
Yeah. Where was I? But yeah, with today's day and age, it's crazy because it's not known. Like, it's not in anybody's face or attention. Like back in in the 70s and the 80s, like you knew something was trying to like be like silenced. It was everywhere. It was fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
But like nowadays, like someone will come up on Twitter or like come up on social media or on the news and it'll be like, the fuck? What even is that? Like the whole you remember I don't know, you play video games, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You remember the whole Hong Kong shit
With
Blizzard?
Yeah.
That didn't even pass my radar. If it wasn't for like a homie I knew who like was really into like Blizzard, or not like into Blizzard, but like into that like investigation type shit, I would have never known.
That's why they stopped the BlizzCon, bro. They're supposed to be having a whole con. They canceled it.
But that was for something different.
Like I would have.
They
Hey,
they don't treat the females there nice.
Oh, wait.
Fuck it, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you'll be soft. Good night, everybody.
No, actually, ironically, this has kind of been on the side because right now I'm working on like a main album that I'm focusing more on. But I actually have a side project right now that I'm like every once in a while I'll touch base on it again. It's like the best way I describe it is like a classic metal, hard metal, glitchcore type of fusion. And the whole EP is just about like American censorship and like the inability for us to discuss topics in a civilized manner. I feel like a lot of conversations that have anything to do with gender or art or music nowadays devolve into this like shouting contest between the left and the right, where it's just like, oh, you're a fucking Nazi, or you're homophobic, and oh, you're driving this country insane, like you're tearing us apart. And it's like, but everybody's screaming, but nobody actually sits down and discusses the points anymore. It becomes a popularity contest, which is really why I don't like American politics in general.
Yeah.
Because it has nothing to do with facts or statistics. It's just a popularity contest.
Me and you talked about that right quick over the phone, and I didn't understand a damn thing you were talking about in regards to trying to do that through music.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to like
Rage Against the Machines. That's it.
Yeah.
In a way.
In a similar vibe. My goal isn't to provoke anybody per se. Like I don't. The EP that I'm working on kind of is. It's a little provocative.
Because it was just the way that you was explaining it, where it's got lyrics, right? You are singing in it. You're singing. Okay, see that's different. I didn't know you didn't tell me. I don't think you told me you were singing in it because I just like you were just gonna be instrumental.
No,
and it was gonna affect the like that's how it sounded. Like it's some subconscious. You're trying to get in the deep. If you're actually singing it, that's different.
All of my music I compose on my own and record. I've had to take a little bit of leeway with that because I want to collaborate with other artists. So like for my albums, I really do try to keep it like me, myself, and I.
Gotcha.
Because I have a specific thing that I try to do whenever I write something. But if I find someone that like kind of is on the similar wavelength as I am, I more than welcome them into any of my projects, especially if they can play an instrument, because it's hard to do that. It's not that I don't want other to collaborate with other artists. It's just the fact that I just have something very specific.
You have the vision.
I have something very specific I want to accomplish with each project. So it's hard to invite people into that because
You got a certain vision going on.
most people don't walk into it with the same kind of passion or the same kind of clarity.
Minded to a point. Right. I mean, it's like, certain people are able to see the vision and execute it. Like, but those people are hard to come by.
Right.
Because then that's like a soul mingling between you and those people. Like
It's rare.
You know Gendy Tartakovsky. He's been rolling with the same crew since Dexter's Lab.
But that's what you got to do.
Exactly.
Because
those are the homies.
you can't. I really honestly do believe this. I think people do blow up for a reason, and it's people who can find others similar and with similar experiences who can market that, and more importantly, who stick with them. I think the moment you start collaborating with people I shouldn't phrase it like that, but when you start working with people who don't share the same passion or the same vision as you do, you go off track every single time. Think of what's his face? Not Mac Miller. God, no, not Mac Miller. That other, the dude who wrote
Anderson?
no, I can't.
White dude, black dude,
Yeah,
Macklemore?
white dude.
Macklemore, yeah,
Macklemore,
Macklemore.
Like fucking Macklemore. Like, what the fuck is Mac up to? Nothing, because he started letting people into his circle and fucking with his shit.
Is that what happened?
He was crazy back in the day.
He was
couldn't
big.
You could not listen to him.
Yeah, facts.
He was on the radio 24/7, and then he fell out.
Yeah,
Because he started trying to fuck with people who didn't share the same vision.
Right. It's like,
So it's difficult because I want to work with people, but it's tricky finding a person that matches the same style.
I mean, if you can do it yourself, do it yourself. It gets stressful after a while, but if you can,
The problem with that is that you can't do much with that. Like, I need people to play live shows because I don't want to just put my shit into a PA and sing.
But that's different. You know what I mean, though. You know what I mean? Like, in regards to the
But as far as
building,
recording, yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, obviously, you need fucking the audience and shit. I can't do stand-up unless I got there. I ain't doing no Zoom mic. The fuck am I? Look like a fucking spaz. So, in regards to that, but in regards to setting up, writing the music, getting it together, recording, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
It can get dangerous though. Like, if I'm recording something that's very lighthearted or happy in tone, I'm cool with recording by myself. But if it's like some dark type shit, or like it has something to do with my past, I really don't try to record alone, because it could get real. It gets real empty real quick. And that's why I kind of support like artists collaborating together, is because I feel like while we might not all experience the same kind of pain, at least we'll be together type shit.
To at least understand it.
Yeah.
In a way, or if you're there, yeah.
Or not even you don't even necessarily need to understand it, but at least to just
be there for it.
Be there.
Yeah. I get it, because if you like it, even if it ain't like music, it goes like with even your thoughts. You know what I'm saying? You can have your bad thoughts. Yeah, bro.
Do you dabble in music at all?
A little bit.
I mean, really, right? Like, pick a day and have a homie with you, and like try to write some shit that's like dark in your past. It puts you in a spot. And if you keep writing shit like that, it's a vicious cycle, because you just stay in that same mentality.
Facts. Oh shit.
Because it's like, you look back at your past and shit, especially if you're changing or working on change, like, or you have changed, like, you look at that like, you get that cold chill, like Gengar just came into the room, bro.
It's crazy. That's why, I mean, I'm not a fan of like trap and street, but not for the reason that most people are. Well, I shouldn't say it like that. I mean, like, you hear like the general arguments like, oh, it's like, it's not real music, or oh, like it's glorifying a culture. Honestly, I don't give a fuck if it glorifies it. Like, more power to you. If you making money and you're paying for your family and shit, good for you. I have a problem with it because when you bring it to such a level, like take like Playboi Carti. Playboi Carti is an amazing artist. That motherfucker is never sober.
Nah.
If you pick us any day, Playboi Carti is not sober, and it's fucked up. It's fucked up if you think about it. Because drugs, honestly, drugs are not bad. I'll say it right now, drugs aren't bad. Addiction is bad.
Word.
Now, I mean, there's some drugs, obviously, like heroin, meth type shit that's like, don't fuck with. But like most drugs, like people could use and be fine. It's the addiction that's bad. And when an artist's only outreach is to other people who are addicted that feel validated or look to them as a sort of inspiration, there's a pressure on that artist to keep making music like that. Because if they don't, they're going to fall out. And it's fucked up.
It is fucked up.
That's how they got Mac Miller. That's how they got Lil Peep. I really do. My thoughts go out to Playboi Carti because I love his shit. But
yeah, he got some fire. Carti definitely got some fire.
Got fire, but I'm worried.
What's he on?
Right now?
Yeah.
Anything. Not meth and crack and shit, but like pills, lean, weed.
A lot of like psychedelic type shit. A lot of numbing, a lot of psychedelic.
Lean killed computers. What was homie's name?
Fredo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it killed a couple of people. It killed Fredo. It killed speaker knockers. Bro, motherfucking. Then homie passed away from lean too. But wait, Fredo didn't die from lean. He died from a withdrawal. From the withdrawal of it.
But that's the same thing. I mean, if you die from the withdrawal,
not like
you basically died from it.
Yeah, but I mean, some people. I mean, you think about it, and you be like, yo, he drunk too much lean and he just passed out on the spot. That's how you thought about it.
Yeah, but
that ain't how it went down. Yeah,
you can't withdraw
he had a
from
withdrawal.
something that you ain't on.
I mean, yeah, you're right. You're definitely right. But you could withdraw if you don't even have it in your system for a moment.
I mean, yeah, your body tries to sanitize itself.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, word, he fucked up. Rest in peace, Fredo, though.
Yeah.
Real shit. And what's the name? Speaker knockers.
I mean, it's like the battle of addiction. It don't stop. It's solely on the constitution of the person. You know how strong are they and how solid they are.
Nah. It's all about your environment. And how do you believe that?
Bro, I'm saying because
it's 110% about your environment because and I'll say this. I wouldn't consider myself like a very resilient person, personally. Like I've seen other motherfuckers go through a lot worse shit, and if I put myself in their shoes, I would have been like fucked up, like for good. But the whole time I was over there, I was fucked up. The whole time I was in some type of shit, I was always fucked up. The moment I got out, went through rehab, and came here and started like reconnecting with all my homeboys again and starting putting myself in better situations, the less and less I found myself wanting to use.
That's a fact.
And I can't quote the actual study because I don't have it pulled up and I'm not like academic like that. But they actually did a study with like lab rats and shit where they put the rats in a cage and there was regular water and drugged water. Keep in mind, it was an empty cage. And every single time the rats would use the Coke-laced water and they would die. So then they were like, all right, we got to change some shit up. So then they made the cage bigger. They started putting like rat toys and shit in there, like balls and shit, and like wheels. Rats stopped drinking the Coke water. Did not even touch it. And now, I'm not saying that...
They needed something to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't be bored.
You give someone a goal, something to pursue, and they're gonna, it might take some effort and some help, which is where I think the whole, like, being resilient comes from. I definitely think there's an aspect of it that's, like self-control. Because at the end of the day, you are making a decision. So that part does kind of fall on you. But if you give someone a goal and a purpose, 9 times out of 10, if you help them, sober.
They did the same with porn, where it's well, it wasn't. They didn't give a rap porn. It was it called?
Jerking off the mice.
This ain't. We ain't doing that today.
We ain't doing that today.
What's it called? No, they put a male rat with they did like 2 or 3 studies, one with an actual female rat. I mean, like one with it was all male rats.
Yeah.
And they had the male rat stand on like this platform that would send an electric shock through it whenever it pressed a button, but the shock was pleasurable, so
Okay.
it like hit the dopamine receptor like straight up.
Okay.
And so it put, and so like the rat had a choice between this female, food, water, or this button. Went for the button every time.
Yeah.
Because that button didn't have to work for the pussy, didn't have to work for the food, and it didn't even have to work for none of that.
It's a straight
'Cause,
chemical.
rats will fuck anywhere. And then water right there, food right there, but that dopamine. So it's like I know the environment, bro, but also it's like, you can't tell me that some dudes did not just bro, in that hard time, dudes are able to say no. All the time. Somebody somewhere is able to say no to whatever the fuck's ailing them.
I'm sure
And those are the ones that survive.
there's instances of that, but like there's no way you can you can't put that into legislation. Like you can't just be like, all right, just be tough.
Yo, word.
Like you gotta have some form of program to help people.
It's a survival instinct.
You can't just be like, all right, good luck. Like just say no.
Hunger Games.
These are Hunger Games.
You go, oh, that kind of reminds me of that George Carlin bit, the bounce the budget bit.
Oh,
where he was like, yo, just put different convicts in different states.
Exactly.
Film it. That was a good bit. Yeah. R.I.P. George Carlin. That was a visionary.
When he did the pyramid, that will forever be ingrained in society. Like where he basically breaks down society through the pyramid. Homeless people.
Yep.
He's a visionary.
But yeah, bro, it's like cause drugs is running rampant and shit. Yeah. And everybody's trying to figure out, oh, it's this, oh, it's that. And, everybody got the answer. I'm sitting there, I'm like, but yes, the environment, because I know a couple homies where that environment is bullshit. He knows them too, where the environment is bullshit. And then they had that light come through. The light went away. They worse than they were before. Or
I don't. Let me clarify. When I say environment, I don't particularly mean like your physical environment. I mean like your actual, like who you hanging out with.
Yeah.
Where you at mentally. Like.
no, bro, we ain't talking about Africa. Yeah, we're literally talking third world countries. Yeah,
No, like there's some truth that. How do I phrase this? If there were programs, easy to find programs. I'm not talking about no AA, none of that type shit. If there were programs in which it was literally just like a group home,
Get 'em.
or type of no, that wasn't a gunshot. That type of this ain't Newburgh.
This ain't Newburgh. This ain't even Newburgh.
This ain't the Berg.
The burger is different, way different than this little.
No, there's trees and shit.
He said there's trees and
It's
shit.
peaceful over there. I
There's
know.
picket fences.
I'm dead.
No, but no, seriously, I feel like if there was some type of community building or some type of place where you could just go and hang out, not no type go there and listen to 12 programs type shit, but just go and chill.
A community center.
Yeah, seriously, like a community center.
We had that back in the day, but we would go to the library in the UK. Do that after school.
There ain't no community center no more.
Well, me, after school, I smoke some weed. You know what I'm saying?
I had a whole
You
different
mean,
group of
mama.
friends at that library. You know what I'm saying? We'd be playing whatever the fuck game and for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then we go home. Shit was lit. That was an after school program that actually
Yeah.
Kept me off. Gave me something to do after school and shit.
If we had programs like that.
Hey, the only after school program I ever remember going to like that was the anime club.
That too. That shit was lit.
That's the only thing I actually like went to.
I still talk. Me and them are still tight.
Paul and all them.
I literally just went on vacation with Paul and Aurora.
What?
David and everyone. I still talk.
That's fucking fire.
Those are the motherfuckers that pulled me out of the shit. Honestly,
That's
originally.
fucking.
Those are the motherfuckers that like kept me out of shit.
Shout out.
Why coke?
I was all.
Because it's a hell of a drug.
I mean, I won't.
Of all the drugs.
I gotta be a little bit careful about my wording here.
Who gives a fuck?
But at a very early point in my life, I became fascinated with adrenaline and chasing adrenaline and always staying in that kind of euphoric state where I couldn't feel nothing and I just felt like powerful type shit. And coke will do that to you. Coke gives you that shit.
So
But
you want to feel, you were dead and you want to feel alive.
yeah,
That's basically like, break it down.
pretty much.
Fair enough. That's how a lot of young men actually feel. I want to ask you, son, because I can go into that forever. But, what is it? I just seen this post about suicide and shit, where it's we all four of us have suicide. I mean, we ain't suicidal, but like I don't know about you.
I was.
Fuck it. So then I
was for a while, but
what's it called? Do you think? All right, so there's that whole thing where it's like suicide. People. Okay, there's two sides, right? There's there's a suicide. The suicide. The person who wants to do suicide, and then the people around them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like friends or family type.
And then the friends and family are like, "You're selfish. Why would you do that? This and that." We've had run-ins with that. But the suicidal is like, you don't understand. I'm.
Well, I mean, I can't speak for everyone, but speaking from experience, when you're in that moment, first of all, it's different for everybody. Like I've had 3 suicide attempts. Mm-hmm. My first 2 were I tried to OD like intentionally. I just kept doing coke and said fuck it, I'm gonna just keep doing lines until I pass out.
Must have been some pure ass shit, huh?
Nah.
It was. You want to be here.
Bogus.
You want to be here. That shit was Colombia. Nah.
He wouldn't know D. That's what I'm saying, motherfucker. It's way too like Colombian shit is way like for what I heard is way too good for you to motherfucking die. You can't die.
You could, but
you would have to do a shitload.
You would literally have to be like Scarface up in that bitch, like just
you feel me?
Put
Just
your face down in the shit.
No. All that.
Yeah, and then my third attempt.
You didn't even talk. What was second?
He said second.
No, both.
First and second was coke.
Both of those, yeah. I tried to OD intentionally.
All right.
And then my third, I tried to hang myself. It was literally like right before I was about to get admitted to rehab. And, well, actually, I won't count that one because that I feel like I could have stopped. But anyways, it was right before rehab, and I remember it was like the night before. And I was like, yo, I'm a fucking failure. And what's crazy is when you're in that moment, it is selfish. But it's not like, you don't go into it like, I don't care about these people. I don't care if they miss me or not, this and that. It's not like that. It is selfish, but not in that way.
It goes like when what he's saying basically is like, it comes in as just like, yo, whatever you're going through, overcrowds everything that's around, well, not overcrowd, but like you want to get rid of this pain so much that you forget about other folks.
In that moment, you feel alone.
My word.
You feel like there is nobody there with you, like no one, and you forget that there's people. Mm-hmm. And that's why most people do it, unfortunately, is because they get stuck in that moment and no one's there to pull them out of it.
Cause I'm on the ladder of. Yeah, you're right. It is selfish. Like I've been saying that for a minute. It's like very much selfish, especially after 2020. I explored the definition of selfish and self-care and understanding that I have to really take care of myself before I could take care of anybody else. Like, I really had to hammer that into my psyche, and I tell people that. I just told his brother that. You got to take care of yourself, but stop worrying about these females. Stop worrying about these niggas that can't take care of themselves. Fuck all that, boy.
Focus on yourself.
Exactly.
And good will come.
Exactly. So
that's honestly, that's been the same wavelength.
How's that diet going?
It's going nice, bro. It's going nice. Nah, I feel great.
Yeah?
I feel better.
Real shit?
The kombucha, it has really done a lot for
My son be getting, my son be getting drunk off the kombucha, bro. That's a fact. Hobie, listen. Hobie was talking to me. He was like, yeah, I've been doing this kombucha. Motherfucker, I'm trying to, get my bowels right, lose this weight. I'm like, kombucha got alcohol in it, right? Yeah, and he's just like, ready? You know what I mean? So I'm like, yeah, bro. Like, I was just explaining this by his lady.
Yo,
you feel me?
You know what caught me on that similar type vibe? You know what caught me in that similar type vibe? Rum chata.
Rum chata.
You ever had rum chata?
No, I heard about it though.
Paul fucked me up on that one. He said
it's basically like horchata.
Yeah,
but with rum.
No, when I tell you it tastes identical to horchata, identical. You cannot tell that there was rum in that. Paul gave it to me. He was like, "Yo, just go crazy." In like 2 hours, the bottle was gone, and I was like, "What the fuck happened?" In the front lawn type shit, like. Where'd I go?
That's a black down off the chata. Respect.
That's a dangerous bottle because you don't taste it.
Nah, big facts. The drinks, the alcoholic drinks that taste real good that you don't taste the alcohol is the most dangerous.
I put mad respect in the people that drink fruity drinks.
Oh, word. Fakely.
Because that's not like beer. That's not beer or rum. Like, you don't even notice that shit.
Yeah, nah, big facts. Word. Like the strawberries.
Like,
back in the day, they call it thought juice. The strawberries and shit like that, bro. Real nigga shit.
For a while, it was considered mainly a female thing to get margaritas and shit like that. But it started come up recently, and it's kind of become more socially acceptable to drink drinks like that. If you're male or male identified.
You got it. Listen, bro, now listen, I'm here to say that I'm sorry to you, Felipe, because definitely yesterday he was looking at me crazy because I looked at him crazy because he said, yeah, I want a margarita. Like, what's wrong with a margarita? I'm sitting there like.
No, for real though, if you grew up in it, like, we all kind of understand. Mm-hmm. Like, when I was younger, I caught shit for saying something if I wanted something fruity.
Well, where?
I caught mad shit. Motherfuckers would look at you and be like,
you know what I mean, bro?
Sit your ass down, drink a Corona.
Drink a Corona. Here's some lime, some salt for you. You feel me? Enjoy yourself.
Margarita kind of gay. I ain't gonna
That's what I'm saying, bro. But that's what I'm saying. That's why I had to apologize. I was saying like.
Our aunt's name is Margarita.
She's a female, man. The fuck? That's why it's a female name. To my point.
Nah, but margaritas are fakely delicious.
Hey,
they're fakely delicious.
All
you feel
alcohol
me?
is delicious.
Not all of them.
Well,
not all of them.
You know what? You speak of facts. Fuck the Bloody Mary.
You feel me?
I'll go on the record.
The fuck you go drink a Bloody Mary is basically V8 and vodka.
It's it's tomato juice and vodka.
You feel me?
Disgusting.
For real.
Most vodka.
Sound kind of. I mean, I like if I were to drink, my first drink would be a White Russian.
Don't say shit until you do.
Because of the Big Lebowski.
Exactly.
The bottle of and I ain't gonna hold you. But I ain't gonna hate. Listen, it gives you a little taste to it.
It gives a fuck. I put the iceberg in it.
You'll put the iceberg, you'll get fucked up, though. I'll tell you that, though. You'll get fucked.
I switched between. I've been switching between Blue Hawaiians. I really fuck with Blue Hawaiians. Long Island iced teas. There was another one too. There was another one I was doing for a minute. You ever get that fucking shark bowl at Applebee's? That's where it's at.
What?
Blue ice slushy.
Yeah, I know. It's like this big, too.
That's just a slushy. It'll fuck you up too.
Nah, I believe
That
it.
shit 14%.
Bring it back to suicide.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Right quick. Because it's been 48 minutes. So I'm looking at this battery. I got more batteries in the bag, but I want to squeeze what I can out of it.
Back to killing ourselves. What's up?
So what's it called? So I was definitely saying it is bad selfish. You can't, by the definition of, especially by your reasoning of killing yourself, it is selfish.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like however you paint it negative, however, that's on you, Buster. I'm not gonna go down there because I don't feel like it right now. But it is. So how I see it, yeah, it is selfish, and I understand. It's like I hate the denial that it is selfish, because what I'll see is I'll usually see people who I've been to that level and attempted, and it's like, oh, I can't be this and that. I can't. You don't know what it's like to be alone when everybody's around. I'm like, I do, cocksucker. I do. That's why I had a porn addiction. So
It's
But porn addiction and being suicidal is different.
I just said, but in regards to being alone with people around you, I know what that's like. I never killed myself. I pondered the idea, what would happen if I killed myself? I never actually attempted suicide. And I know it's two different things. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I have been addicted. I'm not no more, thank fuck. I got myself under control.
Yeah, my son got his female.
That,
he said, I ain't got to jack off no more.
I work out. That testosterone be powerful. But,
you be sniffing them salts?
no, nigga, what the
You don't be sniffing them salts?
What salt?
Okay. Because real nigga shit, bro. My bad, bro, but real nigga shit. Motherfucking, one of my boys, Joe, shouts out my son, Joe. Motherfucking, he works out himself, but like, there's a small little bottle or whatever, and basically, I forgot what the fuck he called it, but all you had to do is like put the bottle near your nose, smell it a little bit, and it gets you like pumped up. Like a steroid, but it ain't a steroid.
Oh, you're talking about fairy dust.
Something like that, bro.
That shit's wild.
Something like that, bro.
That shit's wild.
I don't know. It was like, bro, he had a bottle, bro. Yeah. It was some brand. I don't know what the fuck it was.
I know because I've heard about that shit where
those are smelling salts.
Well, smelling salts is, that I know.
Yeah, but dude said put your nose in it. Son, then you just end up getting mad energy and shit. Like, bro, real nigga shit. I smelled a little bit. It goes up the sinus. It's like you had wasabi, but like it's touching your fucking brain, man.
Sure, he didn't just put cocaine in the bottle,
bro. But listen, if he put cocaine in it, his whole nose he'd be sniffing something. He'd be sniffing like the powder in it. He ain't sniffing the powder. It's like just the aroma. Yeah, the aroma itself gives him, like that. Let's go.
He trying to compensate for what ain't there.
I don't know,
That's
bro.
what that shit is, bro. Because off rip, if you any type of work,
it's like a pheromone or something.
If you in the gym, bro, you gotta just be in it. Like, I'm here. Like, that's you, boss. Like, what the fuck is you needing? Steroid, I don't give a fuck. Steroids, bro, smelling salts, fuck all that. What you doing with that?
All right, bro, listen, I ain't know what the fuck that was.
I know. I don't
all I know is that he got him right. He said.
That's why music exists.
To reel it back in, though.
Yeah.
I do think it's selfish, but it would be disingenuous to just call it there and be like, all right, well, just don't do it.
No, I mean,
because that's like the same thing with addiction. Like, you can't just tell someone not to do it.
Yeah, no, they gotta want to not to do it.
I think,
at least,
I honestly think, and this might be a bit controversial, but I really do think it's biological, whether or not like you're prone to suicide. Because I take it from Dave Chappelle. I mean, there is some motherfuckers who got everything in the world that are suicidal, and then there's motherfuckers working at Foot Locker that just keep on doing their thing.
But why would that be controversial?
A lot of people don't see it that way, or at least so I think.
I don't want to say that's.
I feel like a lot of people, whenever you call the act of suicide selfish, they take it as an attack on themselves. And honestly, I've kind of been there in that same kind of place, because I always felt like nah, like just let me go, type shit. Like, I'm only gonna drag you down with me if you try to stay with me. Like, just let me go. But I feel like that's the center of it. Like, because you're expecting them to be self-aware of their own mental disorder. You feel me? Like, and you can't expect that. You went up to an addict and told them they were an addict. They tell you to go fuck yourself.
I mean,
I'm not an addict.
Some addicts know they're addicts. And
Some people know.
Give a fuck.
Some people know.
Those are the ones you can't save.
Yeah, those are the damn near lost causes.
Some people are like that. But
and they'll tell you, bro, don't give a fuck about me, bro.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. Like, when you give in to the urge to that's the thing. You can't just dismiss it as selfish, because unfortunately that's how it gets to that point.
Nah, it's not dismiss. Nobody's dismissing nothing, bro. That shit is buck. I mean, it's buck wild to want to off yourself. Like, I know, trust me, bro. Somebody go and watch this. I'm close to knows, but it's like, yo, man. Like, I'm not dismissing it. I'm just like, it's a fact that is being disregarded as a fact. That's where I come in and be like, no. We can get into the whole this. I'm not arguing. That shit is fact. No, that's why I'm just telling you. It's like, because that's what I see. Is people be like, oh, they defend it as not selfish, or they don't, or they dance around answering the question entirely, and it's like, yo,
it is
like,
but
being mad selfish.
I think it's just not. It's not something that should be focused on per se. Like, I agree that it's selfish, but I think to try to highlight that misses the point.
No, I'm not, bro. I'm not highlighting. I just.
Facts. Highlighting it.
I have to make the point. Like, the point's gotta be made. Is all I'm saying, because that point is never touched on. Because nobody wants to hurt nobody's feelings or do worse damage than it's already been done. Because, like you said, you tell a fucking suicidal person, yo, you being mad selfish. That will do whatever the fuck you weren't prepared for that night. You know what I'm saying? And ain't nobody trying to go through that stress. Hence why you trying to jump. So. Yeah. It is what it is. I mean, like, bro, like you know, that hanging yourself. That's crazy. You know, we see dudes like, you know, you hear stories about dudes being pulled out the Hudson and shit. That be.
That shit. One of my roommates. Nah, that shit is wild. That shit is wild. Nah, real nigga shit. Hold on, bro.
That nigga out the car.
Hold on.
How do you drive a car into the river, boss? He said, I've been waiting for this green light to turn red.
Nah, but on some real nigga shit, bro. Motherfucker. One of my roommates' best friends jumped out of the car, a moving car on 55, in the car with his mama. You know what I'm saying? Don't know how the fuck it happened. Don't know what the fuck happened, but like, he ended up getting out of a fucking moving car on Route 55. That shit is fucking insane. Some kind of madness made him do that shit. And it's kind of selfish, but that ass, it's that in the moment kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, they don't think it's selfish because this shit's happening to them, and it feels like it's only happening to them, and they're not around people that's around, like, they feel like they don't got no help regardless. You feel me? To want to kill yourself, obviously that's garbage, you know what I'm saying? But there's some kind of madness, you feel me, between, like, for that shit to, like, rock, you know what I mean, bro? And it's just like, it is selfish, but it's just like, to them, for that moment, they just need that relief.
Yeah.
I think it's different levels to it. Like, your man, you know, I'm not gonna put his business out there, but from what I heard, it was a lack of power. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, when you a dude and, you know, you got shit happening to you, like, you know, men, it's like, oh, men are power, this and that. Like, you know, everybody wants some sort of control of their own life. That's part of what does it. It's not just you feel alone. It's like when you have no control of what's going on, that fucks with you. That is what causes a lot of issues. Like, you feel like you don't have some sort of semblance of what's going on. And that goes into another thing that we're going to talk about in a second. But that's how I feel like why your man did it. He just like, this is crazy. Like, everything I say ain't going, it has no effect. That's it. That's it. It's not. He knows he's not alone. I think he knew he wasn't alone. But it's just like, fuck! You know what I'm saying? Like, how many times have we seen that?
Word.
This is what it is.
Plenty times.
So that's what in your case, like, I mean, like, it sounds like that's what you was looking for. You was already, you had nothing in there and you wanted to fill it up with something.
Pretty much. I mean, well, it was also too, that was a real, that shit was a dark point in my life. Honestly. Like, this year, I feel like I've been going to therapy, going to the chiropractor. I've had like good jobs and shit. I've been focusing on music. Like I've made it a far, far away from where I've been. Cause like not even like a year and a half ago, I was literally, ironically, I was going to bring it up earlier. Remember the song I showed you earlier from the EP called A Body? Mm-hmm. That's about me being in Nevada. Like when I drove back from Cali, there were a lot of moments where I was like, this gonna be like, this is where I'll stay. And this gonna be it. Mm-hmm. But I just kept driving type shit. I have a couple songs like that. I have one called 4 a.m. in Utah that's coming out in the album in December, but it's not out yet. But that song is literally just like a monologue about how I had literally maybe $1,600 to my name. I had a Glock 17, a bag of coke, and that was it. I didn't have my phone, no wallet. Like I had my wallet, but it wasn't like my wallet. Like I didn't even have my driver's license. I had nothing. I had the Civic that was sitting outside, $1,700 and a card and a flip phone, and the coke and a gun. That's it. And in that moment, I was just sitting in that hotel room like, this is it. This is how I'm gonna end. I ain't got nothing after this. Mm-hmm. Ain't no way I'm gonna make it back home. Ain't no fucking way I'm gonna get back up on my feet. This is it.
Right, he was 21 talking like that. 21. He was 21 at that point, right?
Yeah.
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 Uh-huh.
I was 21. And it is selfish, and it is about control. It is about control, because the moment you feel, it's crazy because you can pinpoint the moment you're at rock bottom. You could literally like throw a fucking dart on that shit, and when you hit that moment, it feels like you never get back up. And I think that's what drives a lot of motherfuckers to do it. Because they hit that point and they're like, this is my life now. And it's either do this for the next 60 years or cut it short.
Mm-hmm. So how'd you get back to New York?
On everything? I don't know.
You ain't gonna talk with no God, no, there ain't no deity help you out, no none of that.
I'm not, I am spiritual, but I'm not religious, ironically.
You know, like 75% of motherfuckers in your spot would say God.
Nah. Ain't no fucking God talk to me. I wish.
You know?
I think honestly what kept me is on everything, it was seeing my friends again. And in a part of my mind, when I was thinking logically and I wasn't coked out or on some shit, I was thinking I gotta see my friends again. I can't die up here. Because if I don't see my friends, that's on me. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen them in fucking, like, damn near 5 years. Mm-hmm. That's fucked up. I ain't gonna do it like that.
No word.
I try to tell myself every day on that road, the moment you get back there, as soon as you see them, then you can do it. Then it's fair game. But not yet. Mm-hmm. And so, it's been wild. It's been crazy.
It sounds like that you told yourself this ain't it.
Yeah.
Sounds like you basically saved yourself.
I wouldn't say intentionally, but I definitely did try to.
He said he wanted to see his homies and then end it.
But
you feel me?
But then you said your homies were the ones that helped you out.
Yeah.
So you saw light through your friends, and
Yeah.
then you took, and then in the last ditch effort to prevent yourself from killing yourself, you went and saw your friends?
I wouldn't say I saved myself because that'd be some bullshit.
So your animal mind said it. That's what I'm saying.
I think, yeah, it's tricky. I definitely would say a major part was people who have been in my life, honestly, like who have stuck through it. But I wouldn't necessarily say it's myself, because there have been a lot of moments where I've tried, and it's always been something else that I'm like, I would, but I got this. Mm-hmm. So it's crazy. I really do think it's biological. I don't think it's a testimony of anybody's character. I think there's again, I'm not a scientist. I don't know the shit, but I think there's like just something in somebody's brain that either you like that's your instinct or it's
genetic.
I really do think it's genetic.
Keep it going. This shit's on one life before we get to the fucking spin off of this. Talk about whatever.
Heard.
I said move, nigga.
I did.
Yeah.
I definitely did. Oh. Nah, but where is son? Alright, so you being an artist, musician, you know what I mean? What's your you give me top five artists.
As far as their talent, or as far as what I as far as talent, or as far as like what I see as great, because that's a whole different ballgame. Talent.
Top five artists. That's talented.
Glass Beach is crazy.
Damn it.
Glass Beach.
Glass Beach is headed by the lead vocalist called Classic J. And the only way I can describe their shit is like, and I'm going 5 to 1.
Yeah.
I'm going 1.
Gotcha.
They make like garage rock, jazz infused suburban type songs. And it's a really interesting dichotomy between like new age jazz and like early 2000s emo. It's really interesting. There's like some electronic instrumentation to it as well, but I mean mainly it's like jazz fundamental chords, which I really enjoy.
Okay.
After that, I would definitely have to say, I don't know. It's straight. There's so many fucking people.
They ain't no more pockets
Honestly,
down there.
Lil Darky's pretty good.
Lil Darky's fire.
I fuck with Lil Darky.
He's definitely got some heat going on.
For me, it's personally though. I wouldn't put him objectively at my number 4, but personally, I really connect with Lil Darky.
Yeah, he got some fire going on.
He does what I wish I could do with music about addiction. Honestly, he's got some very prophetic tracks about that. Mm-hmm. Number 3, I gotta go Lil Nas X. Mm-hmm. Like an icon, literally the only mainstream gay artist that you're gonna find. The only mainstream gay artist. Name me any other artist who's gay that's mainstream.
Tyler.
The Creator, but not openly. He jokes about it, and it's like he's very open about it, but like you can't really say that like Tyler's like an icon for that. You feel me?
No, for being.
You feel me?
No one's gonna be an icon for being gay.
As much as I hate to say this, unfortunately, I feel like it's still somewhat necessary. At least in this transitioning period.
Let's talk. Come here. Come.
Oh!
Come. You've been sitting there for
still...
far too long. You've been sitting there for far too long. He done left. There ain't no more hot pockets. God damn it! I said it.
there's still unfortunately a lot of people who are homophobic.
Lil Nas X was pregnant.
That's awesome. I honestly love the fact that he like just trolls motherfuckers. That's my favorite thing. He'll just go on Twitter and start beef for no reason.
You see, but 6ix9ine was doing the same thing.
But it's,
besides him snitching.
you know what's crazy? You want to know my honest thoughts about 6ix9ine? Genius.
Yeah, clout wise.
People who call him stupid, they can't appreciate how fucking genius of a marketer he was.
Yeah, clout wise.
Think about the position he put himself in.
Yeah.
Got in a gang for clout, got the clout, got all the cash that came with it, got out of the gang without any physical repercussions. Still got all his money.
He got kidnapped.
Yeah?
Yeah, he definitely.
Lied to it. And he got all his money, don't he?
Not all of it.
Pretty decent amount.
Oh,
Still living in
word.
mansions.
Word.
Now, am I saying that that's respectable? No.
No. A man can make his money. You know what I'm saying? I respect how he make his money. Motherfucking, he was able to put, like you said, he put himself into a position where anyone could get fucked up.
In a good ass position.
He said he put himself in a position where he could get fucked up. Real nigga shit. But, motherfucker, he's still alive today. Lil Durk, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? What are you doing? But besides that, motherfucking, Lil Nas X, like,
Yeah, to
this
roll
man's,
back onto that.
Yeah, to go back onto that. Lil Nas X, like, I can't say it's like a icon maybe in the next 5 years.
I think he's an icon right now. After Montero dropped, I honestly see him as an icon. I don't think he's going anywhere. Montero was a...
Now, I don't think he's gonna go anywhere, but I'm just saying, like, I'll give him that title because I know he do have hits. That's one thing I could say.
He got a song about fucking his boyfriend on the radio. Name me one other artist that could do that. To the level he's done it.
If Drake were to turn gay, it would be happy. That's a fact. If Drake were to end up being gay, then that's it. Frank Ocean did it already.
That's a
word.
That's a different story.
Frank Ocean did it already. Well, about fucking his boyfriend? I don't know.
Not to the same level.
I don't know about fucking his boyfriend.
Not to the same level.
But about nah. I mean,
but so blatant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Nas
with Frank
was
Ocean's
detailed
lyrics,
with it.
you have to like.
Yeah, you got to read between the lines.
Digest that.
Word.
Whereas Lil Nas X is just.
He said, "Fucked my boyfriend, nigga." Slap you with that shit.
Shoot my shot in your mouth while I'm riding.
Oh.
Like, you can't. There's no you can't misinterpret that.
No, you can't. You can't, bro. But listen.
And he got that on the radio. And listen, I hate the fact that sexuality gets equated to sex so much. That I will say. Mm-hmm. I'm not a huge fan of that. Mm-hmm. And I'll get back to that because I know.
I was finding a way to segue into that bullshit.
I know what you're thinking.
I mean,
I know what you're thinking.
Do you, dog?
Well, no, but yes.
All right.
Like, obviously, sexuality is who you're sexually preferred to. Mm-hmm. So obviously, anything in that nature is going to be sexually charged. But I think it's unfair to make that somebody's whole persona. You feel me? Mm-hmm. Like, gay stereotypes is just dude that sleeps around with other dudes. That's the immediate stereotype. Mm-hmm. And it's like most motherfuckers aren't like that. Most motherfuckers are like just normal people trying to like work jobs and shit. And I think it's disrespectful not disrespectful necessarily, but I think it's insincere to paint. There's a very fine line. On one hand, I'm very thankful for Lil Nas X because I feel like it's becoming more socially acceptable to be gay and more socially acceptable to be able to express however your preference is. On the other hand, I'm not crazy about the over-sexualization of it. But I feel like it's just one of those things where it's like, if it works, fuck it. Like, because this is truly the only time in like recent history where it's become truly mainstream and truly accepted. Like, you start seeing memes now, and it's like they're using like it's about or for gay people, or it's for lesbians, or it's for trans people. You know, back then it wasn't like that. The only memes you could have found about gay people or lesbians or trans or just the queer community is either memes that shit on them or memes that like basically surmised it as like, I don't fucking understand it. That's the only thing you could have found. And so I think while maybe the songs themselves are not perfect in portraying the community, I think just the fact that he's been able to rally so many figureheads and been able to make community safer and even ever so slightly more understanding, I think that's a really good step in the right direction.
How you feel about this, dog?
I don't see. TikTok has a knack for picking songs and boasting them up to a new height. So you know that one song, you know, what is it? I told you long ago on the road, I got what they're waiting for.
Industry Baby.
Whatever, yeah. All right. So I was like, okay, it's catchy. I'll give it that, right? It's basic, but it's catchy.
He knows how to make a
Hold
song.
on. Hold on.
I
don't give a fuck if he knows how to make a song. Because I was listening to it, I was like, okay. I watched the lyrics because I don't fuck with music videos as a whole because they're usually the same thing. Twerking. Bunch of bullshit. So then I see, and then so I'm like, okay, I'll peep the music video. I look it up. The thumbnail is this gay motherfucker and two other gay motherfuckers behind him dancing butt-ass naked. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing it. I'm good.
And if that ain't your thing, that's okay. But to say that's pointless or that is somehow trivial would be disingenuous. Because just like you said earlier, think about all the fucking music videos where they got butt-ass naked women on screen. That's socially acceptable.
Well, here's the thing.
So why isn't it socially acceptable the other way around?
Well, what I was gonna get to was
See, they should stop pushing sexualization to kids.
That's
what I'm not fucking with.
That's
the only thing I ain't fucking with from the women or the men. Like, boom. You got Megan, Cardi, you feel me? Cardi B and all that. And mind you, even before them, there've been a whole lot of shaking ass Lil' Kim, Foxy Brown, and all that. But that ass, motherfucking, it's just like having it being pushed to the kids.
The radio music nowadays.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
like dead ass, you ain't hear no, you ain't like even for the females, you ain't hear no crazy shit about their sex lives on the radio. Not some crazy blatant shit, besides unless you went had an album and you legit listen to them, bro.
You hear Cardi B, right?
But that's not. But listen, that's not.
You know
but
she
listen,
exists,
but
right?
listen, but that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about back then. You ain't even hear it.
Nicki Minaj.
That ain't even back then. That's still recent. She's still somewhat dropping shit.
That was back then with Drake and all them. When she was putting out albums with Lil Wayne and Drake. She was pretty bold about that.
I mean, and let's
now, but
and even then, it was just like.
But that was because censorship laws were more strict back then.
But then let's
so it's unfair to compare it.
It's your familiar when yet. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
She's a dancer.
Oh, Missy Elliott.
Oh.
Yeah, Missy Elliott.
Yeah.
Got you.
You know what I mean? Like people like Missy Elliott, like it's been around.
I mean, yeah, but it's been censored.
But the problem is that even if you censor, like Ludacris would move things, get out the way. You censor that. You kids are smart enough to piece together what's going on, especially if they hear their parents saying some shit like that. My thing is that because it gets thrown to children, no matter how we do to save it, because there are things that we do.
Well, it should be brought to children. Now,
hold on. Wait. What should be brought to children?
the knowledge and education that sexuality isn't like.
But hold on.
Lil Nas X twerking on a demon.
Wait a minute. Ain't nobody,
But see, that's exactly what I was saying before.
Wait a minute.
The equation of sexuality with sex.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Ain't nobody obvious. No shit that we should bring the knowledge. I don't know about children, tweens and teens. Yes, but children. Fuck that. You under 12? Like
I don't think anyone will get on a microphone and say you should teach a 6-year-old what being gay is.
no, I'm saying.
And that's what I'm saying.
But hold on.
Because they don't even understand what life is.
Wait a minute. Wait, I'm saying that when over sexual shit like that, because I heard that this motherfucker's also got a music video where he's fucking somebody on it, and I'm sitting here, I'm like, I know that's getting pushed to kids.
But that's not on the artist.
How the fuck is that
That's
not
not on
the
the artist.
artist
That's
is
on-
fucking the kid.
That's
I mean,
the
it's fucking the
Artist is
person.
enough to create it, but the people who are actually like
Labels and shit.
Putting it out.
That's
That's
the label.
on.
They're trying to make
That's
the
on
money.
us.
And
That's on us and record labels.
right. But I'm saying to that, yeah. And then, but you know what's crazy about that though? About us, I do. The society is wholly responsible for who gets supported, who doesn't get supported. I constantly say that. What I'm saying is, the problem is that people are still gonna play that, and the problem is that labels still push it, no matter what. It
But
is
that's
gonna
it.
get so.
And it is what the people want. Sad to say, but that's just because of the times we're living in now. You
Because-
feel me?
get woke, fam.
But here's the thing, because I'm not against gay singers, gay whatever. I'm not against that. I'm against you pushing a religion. I'm against you pushing something that, first of all, certain people shouldn't even know about children.
It's not pushing though. If The Weeknd comes out with a song about him fucking on a female, you wouldn't call that pushing.
Frank,
the agenda.
I'm setting the same standard for gay motherfuckers that I am with grown motherfuckers who are fucking women. I stand with that because I don't agree with that. With the children listening to dudes fucking female calling them bitches. There was a video of a white dude who, because what's his face, put his album cover on a bus, and it was naked women. I'm like, that's a fact though. Young girls have to see that, are gonna see that bus.
Let me ask you. You like Eminem?
I was about to say,
I take you as a type that would like Eminem.
He bumps classic. He bumps
I don't bump none of
classical.
that. I mean,
He ain't a
specific-
hip hop head. I understand.
Eminem has a really good line in what song is that? Is that Without Me or is that
I know I already know what you're talking about.
the 4-year-olds watch it on
bro.
Discovery Channel line?
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Like,
about. Yeah.
It
Ain't gonna stop it. It's gonna happen regardless.
It's gonna happen. Now, I'm not saying that makes it okay to accept it. Like, obviously, if a kid finds out about sex, don't be like, oh yeah, go out and fucking try some shit. They're a fucking kid. Don't say that to a kid. But like, they gonna figure it out. And the only thing you are hurting is art when you try to censor an artist. That's the only thing you hurt. Because you said it yourself. The label's gonna still push it anyways.
Yeah, but ain't nobody said it. But I'm not saying. I say don't push the kids. I'm like, because Fripp, you can do whatever you do.
But that's not on the artist.
They're gonna find it regardless.
But here's the thing: that what they do is attached to the artist. Even if you say it's not attached to, even if you say it's not on the artist, the artist knows what they're doing. The artist is going out of their way to do it. For whatever they signed the contract, they did whatever.
I would find it hard pressed if you could find me an artist besides R. Kelly that signed a contract and was like, "Yo, I'm gonna sell sex to little kids." When you make art, when you make music or art, you're trying to express that. What's up?
Megan? You said sell sex to kids?
I said R. Kelly.
Like R. Kelly selling. Wait.
You didn't hear?
You said sell sex to kids. I know what R. Kelly did.
Oh, okay. I was like,
I know what R. Kelly did.
Pause.
Oh yeah. I know what R. Kelly is about. But like when you say selling sex to kids, like what do you mean selling sex to kids? Because obviously R. Kelly is in jail for sex trafficking and all that shit.
Let me make sure I understand where each side is coming from before we move forward, because I feel like maybe we're misconstruing what each other is saying. You're saying so you're saying I think because
He said Lil Nas X is iconic.
But I don't give a fuck about that. I'm saying because I think we all agree somewhere we're just on different sides of the pizza. So all right. So I'm saying that no matter what, the artist has some sort of responsibility to what they put out or to what is put out. You're saying that it's the label for pushing that to a specific audience, which is true.
Yeah.
Which is true. What the fuck are you?
What you mean? I just said I just don't like how fucking they pushing that.
Right.
Yeah, bro.
Right. Okay. So you're saying don't blame the artist, blame the label.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
And the people.
Because that,
Yeah.
The people that's listening.
Because they're
the game.
what speaking personally from someone who makes music that has explicit lyrics. It's for like-minded people. It's to reach out to people like yourself or a certain. It's to reach out and give a voice to something that doesn't have a voice, whether that be positive, negative, happy, sad, depressed, whatever.
It's a voice.
Is art. It's supposed to symbolize things. And the moment you tell someone, at least in my own personal opinion, the moment you tell a person, no, you cannot make that, we've lost. We've lost. Because the less and less we are allowed to explore, the farther back we will go. The more information you withhold, the greater we will suffer. No matter how large or trivial that may be.
So then, in regards to, because there's nothing we can do to stop a parent from playing the music as loud as they can. Whoever has dictation in the household, and the child picks up on whatever's going on. That's happened throughout time. I'm saying, Lil Nas X, he doesn't make music specifically for children. Children just happen to pick it up on it.
Right.
And like, he doesn't make music for kids. The labels just push it to the children because they want more. They want to bring it into the enclave.
Right. And honestly, I won't sit here and say that a kid should listen to Montero, the song, not the whole album, because that, they shouldn't. But there are still other songs that you could show to that kid. Sun Goes Down. Sun Goes Down is a beautiful song about coming of age and coming of oneself and being okay with yourself. That is a beautiful fucking song. It's about self-acceptance. And so, like, it's such a gray area, because I don't know. Again, maybe I'm biased because I'm a musician, but to tell a musician you shouldn't make something because it could be listened to by someone who shouldn't be listening to it, it is just like you're at that point you're no better than the censorship that this will always kill me. People who complain about sex and nudity on TV, but then turn around and complain about censorship. It's like, motherfucker, you're censoring shit. Like, you the dude censoring stuff.
Wait. You said people who complain about sex nudity on TV, but then complain, that things are being censored. Oh,
Yeah.
All right.
It's like,
I was about to, what? I was like, okay.
yeah.
Gotcha.
It's like, what? You're literally advocating for censorship.
Well, it's like you said, because there's somebody who does stand up in other arts,
Yeah.
such as this, where the whole reason I do this is freedom of speech and to fight against
push
cancel
boundaries.
culture. Yeah, to push against cancel culture. It's like, we talked about what is the difference between bullying and joking. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and we just did that whole thing about suicide, which some motherfuckers gonna get sick at. It is what it is. Can't do nothing about it.
I don't think so.
Bro, there's always somebody who's gonna be sick at something, no matter what we say, no matter how nice.
But that's just life.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. There's nothing.
Yeah.
Like there's always, and then he's okay. Because the maddening part is when people get mad and then the coalition finds that one person and then spearheads them. That's the reason why we need to do what we do. They'll find that small group of people, get behind them, and use that as the coal to light their fuel.
Nitpick.
So that's why, and that's the problem that I have, because it's like I understand, bro. I told you I've been bullied.
I think cancel culture and
Fuck cancel culture, by the way.
Let's talk about it. As somebody who's non-binary.
It has its place in the sense of
My dick.
in the sense of how do I phrase this? Because I don't necessarily think that anyone should. Well, no, I can't even say that. R. Kelly, he had every right to be fucking canceled. Like there are certain things where if you if you do it, you shouldn't be allowed a platform. Like pedophilia, things like that. If you're caught doing that,
You should be shot.
yeah, you should be shunned.
Not shunned, shot.
Well, also that.
Yeah, you should be shot. Multiple times.
I think the issue is, where do we draw the line? Because for me, it's a big gray area, because it's like, all right, well, at what point is it justified and at what point is it just censorship? I think
Think about Pepe Le Pew. Homie got canceled, and his last show was what? How long? Like, it was like, you feel me?
Here's the thing, though. If your idea holds weight, it shouldn't matter. Mm-hmm. Dave Chappelle, how many motherfucking times has Dave Chappelle been canceled? What?
He's never been canceled.
That's not true.
Has he been
He's been
canceled?
canceled a couple of times.
Nah, he canceled himself, if anything.
When he left the country.
Yeah, when he went to Africa.
He did that to himself.
Yeah.
He didn't let nobody stop him.
Nobody canceled him but himself.
Your merit and the strength of your idea will hold if there's merit to it. Dave Chappelle has done fucking awesome things for the trans community.
Yeah.
Honestly, he's donated to charities for it. He's been to programs for it. That I have no beef with Dave Chappelle, and most people don't. If you really stick behind what you say, it don't matter.
So then what's going on right now?
Nothing.
No, I mean, with these, you hear about these trans people boycotting Netflix, and then Netflix bent the knee.
Because it's Netflix, a corporation. But he gonna go somewhere else.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, though. You just say, like,
He gonna be fine.
But you said, no, I'm not talking about him fine, him as an entity. We know he don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, and he said, like, I saw the special, bro. I've seen, like, bro don't give a fuck. He gives a fuck, but not to those specific people. Mm-hmm. Like, the people going against him in the backlash.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, though, it's like, you got that group of people that still want his head.
They ain't gonna get it though.
But bro, you see what I'm saying though, is that they're still there.
But that's anybody on earth. You get someone heated enough about something that they really care about, logical or illogical. Some people just get like that. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That's like the fucking Salem witch trials. Mm-hmm. Like, you know. But motherfuckers wouldn't come out and be like, fuck the trials.
Word.
Well, you see,
because that's just a thing of the times, and it's unfortunate. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I'm not saying it's right necessarily.
I mean, fuck the trials.
Word.
Fuck all y'all. I call them all faggots. Call them all faggots. That's what it is. Let's go. Like, so to that faggot that, you know, has that.
It depends. It depends, because if I'm in Walmart and you call me a faggot, I'm putting your brains on the floor. But if I'm going out, like if I'm with friends, or like I'm joking with someone and I know it's not meant in a malicious way, then all right, fair game. If I tell someone it's okay, you can call me that, then fair game. Or like if I'm like out at a comedy club, or like obviously like I'm trying to experience some type of art, fair game.
It's a big fact.
But if I'm just out in public, the fuck?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, word.
You know? It's like the whole pronouns thing. It's like, you know, if strangers call me he, him, I don't care. I really don't care, because they're strangers. There's no.
Yeah, ain't nobody gonna look at you first. A stranger ain't gonna look at you and know that you a he, they, or alien, or it don't matter.
Well,
whatever.
There's no weight to it.
Yeah, word.
It's a stranger. I don't give a fuck what you perceive me as. What I care is how people close to me, my friends, perceive me as.
Why aren't you a he?
Because I just don't feel comfortable with that. I don't like being labeled that. There are some days where I feel more feminine than male, and some days where I feel more male than feminine. Honestly, I honestly feel like neither. I don't really fuck with either of it. I don't like being put into a box. And on top of that, I just don't like the weight that it comes with, because when you a dude, you expected to be all up in people's faces, in control, like you're supposed to be 110 real strong at all moments. That's just the perception we have. You gotta be real, you gotta be strong, and you gotta be fucking, like, you gotta, like, be tough. I fucking hate that shit. There's no reason to be tough. Because you know what being tough equates to? Being a fucking jackass. You being a tough guy, you're a jackass. There's no reason for you to, like, fucking do the tough guy act. And this, kind of the same thing with, like, the feminine things. Like, I won't sit here and brag about myself, but I would consider myself a naturally attractive person. But that's not necessarily what I want to be chased for. I feel like a lot femininity has this toxic trait where if you're beautiful, you're chased because you're beautiful. And there's, like, no, you could be fucking lazy as shit. You could be a terrible person, but if you're beautiful, people still want you. And so I feel like there's both aspects of that kind of gender that I don't want to be associated with. You feel me?
All right, so you're just none of them.
Yeah, I don't
things.
fuck with it. I don't fuck with all of the expectations that come with it.
I know it. Called it.
What if you just don't care for the expectations? I identify as male, but I have no problem showing my vulnerability. I have no problem.
But it's different, because, like,
being there and understanding, being empathetic to all the things that are happening, and I'll just show through my face, hey, that's fucked up. And regardless of anything, a lot of people expect a male to go, shit happens, man. Why am I expected to progress through life with this stiff, hard-ass look on my face?
you shouldn't.
When I just want to just...
Talk about it and fucking release.
Good, bro. How you living?
So, I mean, that is definitely a part of it. Another part is obviously, like, fashion and my sexuality. But honestly, a big reason why I'm non-binary is, like, that. I don't want to say it's a statement because it's not a statement. But, like, yeah. Like, I'm just fucking tired of being labeled as shit. You feel me? Like, I'm just tired of having to try to tiptoe my way around. I don't know. I mean, I do know, but it's just hard to phrase.
Everyone's got their own thing, and everyone's got their own feeling of how life is towards them and towards everyone else.
Yeah.
You take care of yourself. You know how you work. You know how you operate.
You see,
Go for it. It's fine.
Yeah.
You do you,
nah,
bro.
facts. Yeah, facts. You do you. You know what I'm saying? But, like, there's times like I hear the non-binary and all that. I'm like, you don't know if you a man or a woman or not. Like, you in your situation, motherfucker. You just don't want to be labeled as anything. You feel me? Because there's weight to the expectations and shit.
I mean, I'm definitely an odd one out when it comes to that. I will say gender dysphoria is a real thing. And that's, like, medically proven. There are people, no, seriously.
No, somebody's fucking said it. He said someone said
He
it.
said finally.
Because I've been saying that for a minute that.
Gender dysphoria is a real
No,
thing.
because they act like it isn't.
Quick question.
Yeah.
You know the biology in which you came out of the womb with.
Yeah.
You know that you came out male.
Unfortunately, but yeah.
Case
You
closed.
recognize that. All right. There are people who denounce that. I understand. You're just don't care for that.
Because some people don't want that to be the case.
Right, I understand.
And to try to, here's where I feel like a lot of trans people catch issue, is people coming up to them and being like, oh, well, you're, like, if we were talking in the case of a trans woman, like, oh, well, you're biologically male, so you are not biologically a female. I know logically, literally that makes sense, but that's like if I came up to you and, like, you knew you had a bad hoodie on and I was like, yo, that hoodie's fucking dumb. like you would feel attacked. Even if you knew that was the case, you would feel attacked because you're like, come on, I'm trying to be perceived as something else.
Normally, I just wouldn't care whether I have a nice hoodie on or a bad one, whether you came out the womb one way or another. There are a lot of people who I feel aren't grounded enough to recognize and understand that. You do you. Like I said, I will respect you and your pronouns. I will respect you in every way, shape, or form possible because you're a human being. Mm-hmm. You are somebody that I see to be respected. Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think, no, I agree. I just...
It's just weird.
It's
a
not
little.
weird.
It's a
not
little.
weird. I just
not
like,
like
yo,
in a
it's
bad.
okay.
It's not in like a bad. Like it's just like or us being in the certain times. Like we were just living in the time where we just knew it was males and females.
That's where a straight male's mindset would lie. People just don't
Straight
understand.
male?
You're straight, aren't you?
Yes, I am, but I'm saying what about non-binary and all that? Like I'm talking about gender, it's not sexuality.
I think if I had to surmise, like if we went like far right and far left, here'd like pretty much be surmised the arguments you'd find. Far left people would say that it's not. It has nothing to do with any sort of medical condition, and it's someone's personal choice. And if you go far right, they call it a disease. Unfortunately. And obviously I'm talking about the extremes of both communities.
I'm trying to find a happy middle. What's going on here?
I will, I give leeway
What's
to
going on in
gender.
the middle is that no one giving a fuck.
Well,
that's the
You
only
do
thing
you,
in
bro.
the middle.
I feel as though just don't do it.
Gender dysphoria is a real condition. That
Yeah.
has weight. But I don't think the answer to that is to just say fuck it and like have someone just be what they biologically are.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Understand the biology, but do what you feel does well for you.
For you.
Yeah, word.
Know
You could be
what
whoever.
happens when
Yeah, bro.
down bare bones everything, and then that's when you apply the real world. Well, not the real. That's when you apply to what makes you feel good.
As long as you ain't showing up to a gynecologist. Did you hear about that?
Huh?
This was a story a long time ago. This was kind of wild.
Talk to me. What the fuck happened?
There was a trans woman
Yeah.
who I can't remember the name of, and I actually low-key don't want to because from what I've heard, she's like a clout chaser and she kind of, yeah. But TLDR, she's trans and she went to a gynecologist. Now, again, as someone who's non-binary, I would say I hold some pretty good weight to the statement. I respect people's opinions and beliefs. But come on, you can't do that. You can't.
Who's like you a trans woman? You got a whole peen.
Like that's not what they're specialized in.
Who said now you're just being an asshole? That's what it is.
No, seriously, medically they're not specialized in that, and that's where I think that's where I can kind of like, okay, like meet the middle with like straight people who find it like upsetting or annoying, because I do think
It's confusing.
More so than anything that upsetting or annoying.
I know more people see it as confusing, but I'm even speaking to like the more extreme side of things. Like I'm game to meet people in the middle, as hard as that kind of is. I'm game because if we don't, we're both just gonna fucking be miserable.
Word. Facts.
So, I'll give leeway to the fact that you're right. Like if you're trans and you go to like the wrong medical office, like there are some serious ramifications for that. You might not get treated properly. You might like actually go into shock and shit. But in that case, like she knew what she was doing. She was clout chasing. And I think for the majority, like most people with gender dysphoria understand that. Not all, but most. And so I think when you bring it up to someone, it's like a reminder that they aren't there yet. that they haven't fully transitioned, or that you know, they still got work to do.
I feel you.
It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's hard to compare it to anything because there's nothing that like.
Because it's confusing.
Yeah.
If you got a dick, right? If you got a dick, biologically, you know what the fuck you are. You feel me?
If you go to a hospital and you need to be treated for something, they need to know.
Yeah, bro. You know what I mean? Type shit. And I mean,
Now,
if you
they
want
will
to
respect you by your wishes. You need to be able to communicate to them
Word.
that you need to be called this way, or else you will not feel safe in this environment, or else you will not feel as though that you belong in this environment.
you know,
I think a good medical middle ground is have sex and gender on forms. Honestly,
sex and gender.
have sex and gender on forms.
Ain't that the
this point in
same
time where
damn
we need to
thing?
expand
No.
upon everything. We've come to this point in time where we need to expand
You go
upon
to look at
everything,
that
even though
paper.
it can be brought down to just a simple science.
Wait, hold on, son. Now hold on. All right. Sex and gender is not the same thing.
Completely
It's right.
different.
They're two different things.
Completely different.
Two different things.
But it's always been that way.
So when you look at that paper and it says sex and it has the M or the
Your
F.
gender is male.
How?
Yes.
Let me put it like this. Let me put
Yes.
it like this. When you wake up in the morning, what you put on? Jeans, t-shirt, jacket. You don't really do too much to your hair, like unless you like you doing your dreads out or something. So you identify as male, and your sex just so happens to be male.
Okay.
But not everybody like that.
See, I'm gonna step in now.
Okay.
I'm gonna wake up.
Yeah, bro. Where the fuck are you, my nigga?
I'm gonna
Come
wake
on.
up. I wanted to hear him talk because he's new.
Them.
I wanted to hear him talk,
Them.
and him too. And I just wanted to know where y'all. Now I'm gonna talk. So it's always how long has it been like that?
I would say it's probably a more recent discovery. I feel like now that I identify like this, I'm been generally more happier.
Okay,
Because I get to freely express myself and pursue whatever kind of fashion I want to pursue, or pursue any kind of romantic
Frank,
relationship.
How long?
Probably about like 2 years now.
Okay, so respectfully, don't bullshit me. Respectfully. Okay. I'm just respectfully. Because this is where. Okay, let me explain myself to you, because I don't want to, I don't want to, we're cool, bro. I don't want to
He ain't trying to be too here.
I'm not trying to
go,
I'm
bro.
not trying- okay.
Go. Come
Okay,
on.
bro. What's it called? My issue. I'm willing to meet people. I'm willing to meet people in the middle ground, not because I'm a man of science and logic, bro. I look at all this shit. I did more research on trans and gays. I don't know too much about gays, so my dog in that fight ain't as powerful.
Right now, this is a nice conversation, bro.
No, I'm like, do you got stuff so I can roll?
Oh, that shit's in the car, bro.
Okay. Continue. So what's it? So what's it called? My thing is that if I see anything that is especially medically grown to error, I look at that like, what's that? I look at everything. I try to look at everything under a microscope, right? So with this, I'm glad you said gender dysphoria is a real thing, because what I hear is that a lot of people would not like to recognize it anymore. Anyway, at the beginning, or when it started getting hot, like was it 2016? I want to say, yes.
About.
So that's when they started calling it gender dysphoria. Then they dropped that entirely. They don't say that shit no more.
If you want to throw down,
So-
I'll borrow you the keys and you grab my shit.
If y'all gonna have this conversation,
Oh, it's just a quick side thing. I'm still in this.
so I'm saying like I hear what you're saying, but for the longest, when people said sex and gender, right? And I know it's like, bro, you were born a man, you were a man, you were born a woman, you were born a woman. You know, I love Pokemon, but I know it's fake at the end of the day. That's what's up. So my thing is that gender was you man or woman, and then sex was the sexuality, whether you homosexual, bisexual, or what's it called?
No, but
You gay straight or bi. That's what it was.
But now you're equating sexuality with sex again.
But
You're
They're
right.
not
He was
the
just
same.
talking about
But
that.
they're not the same. Sex is what you are biologically born with. Gender is how you identify yourself.
okay, but here's the thing. It sounds like y'all just tried to flip the script,
No.
because that's legit what I was told from doctors, since I was young.
Who?
Doctors.
Who?
Over my life.
Who?
The medical.
Names.
Oh shit.
Wait
a
giving
minute.
you names is.
It was getting nice.
Hold on.
Camera.
I got more batteries. I got more batteries. I can't get.
And what kind of doctor?
A journalist. A journalist.
I want to hear some shit like psychological doctors telling you this.
No, a biological doctor.
I mean, yeah, it's bio, but that's what he said. He said biologically,
If
he
a-
knows he's a man.
Replace the battery. Grab this shit. Oh man. But like.
I hate to say it, but we gotta call it
Yeah.
because I gotta hit this dinner.
No, I figured. You know what? If we gotta call it now, I'm not even gonna replace it. I'm not gonna plug it. We'll just. I'll think it like how I usually.
So, these microphones are still on. We're gonna play a quick closing tune.
No,
Hey.
do that. I have my.
Hey, sorry, I got caught up in this podcast. Just meet me there at 9.
Okay. Yeah. Oh no. You know what? It's gonna be over 2 hours anyway. Thank y'all very much for listening.
Oh, for real?
We got in before we can actually get into it.
Okay. Then you just want to eat at home or something?
Hold on one second. I mean, wait. What time is it? Fuck. No, if we're gonna make homie, then we gotta leave.
Oh, then we're good. I don't know about that. How about let's go, we'll meet at the Alexis. How about that?
All right, then he's still close. All right, thank y'all very much for listening. This has been the Smashcast Live.
Yeah. Is that okay?
I'll put bros links in the description. All right. Thank y'all very much. Philly Bean, Ike Dixon, Frank, Russo. This has been your man Smash. Take care. Oh, you good?
I had to take a phone call.
Yeah. No, I mean, like time-wise.
I got like maybe 10, 15 more minutes.
10, 15.
Then
Yeah.
I'll cut that and then put it at the end. Fuck it.
Okay.
Look at that.
All right, 10, 15, that's fine. Because we gotta get out of here. Because we gotta get something else to do.
I'm down to continue that conversation.
Yeah.
Because if
Because here's the thing. I didn't hear from no Fauci, no nothing like that, bro.
because they don't specialize.
That's what, no, I mean, if you want names, bro, like, I can't give you no fucking names because these are doctors that I've had over my lifetime. These are just, you get these?
You didn't see that?
No?
Yeah, but they don't study biology scientifically.
Well, here's,
They're doctors that can tell you what's physically wrong with you and give you prescriptions for those physical symptoms. But they don't have a degree in biology. They don't study evolution or the change in human psychology or behavior.
what I'm saying is,
They're unqualified.
The earth is round and the earth is flat.
Flat? You said the earth is
If
flat?
I
said the earth is round and the earth is flat.
Speaking facts about maths, you would take it a bit questionably because you're like, all right, I know they're a professional, but they're just not a professional in this certain area.
I listen to, I don't take anything at face value no more. I look at everything. I try to dig into everything. So when you say just sex is what I identify as and gender is what I was born as,
Flip. Gender is your identity. Sex is what you were born with.
gender is the identity.
Yes.
Sex is what I was
Because
born
gender
as.
is on the gender you can put on a spectrum because there are a lot of different ways that people identify. And it's happened throughout
The
history.
90-something genders, right? That kind of shit. Bro, listen, we're talking about it. We might as well, because I remember there was more than two genders.
Listen, one at a time.
Yes.
One at a time. God damn.
Yeah. I mean, everybody uses a different number for a different talking point. But like in reality, yeah. Because it's not, you know, sex and gender are not the same thing. It's how you identify. And because people have been given the freedom and the information to be able to express themselves how they want, naturally, you see that kind of burst out of binary. Because you're not just constrained to one or the other. You can do...
You said you could do both of them.
you could do whatever the fuck you want. So of course there's going to be a lot of possibilities that you come across. Now, obviously not everybody's going to identify with all of these. That would be fucking insane. I will give way to the fact that of course you will still have like primary genders. But it is a spectrum because people identify in a wide variety of ways. You can look at Japanese culture and Japanese history. There have been people who have been non-binary throughout texts as far back as 1700s. There's even a word. There's a word for it in Japanese language for when you are like
You're not male nor female.
when you look gender neutral. There's a word for it in the Japanese literature. There throughout time.
Look that up.
It's called ambiguous, nigga.
That's
It's called androgynous.
Androgynous. That's the American.
That too. What the fuck? You know, nobody knows what.
So you see what I mean? Like there's scientifically there is a lot more that is happening as far as gender goes. Sex, technically, there's more than male than female because don't forget you have people who are hermaphrodites. Which I think that's actually you're not supposed to say that word, but that's the only one I know.
What the fuck? Every fucking word is fucking hermaphrodites wrong.
Fuck cancel
You got
culture.
a dick and a pussy, and you think you have reservation? You got both, and you think you're in nigga. By
say you got
definition,
both of them, and you acting like
you
this.
a freak, my nigga. Like what the fuck, bro?
Hey, wait,
Listen,
hey.
Fuck, bro.
Hey.
But like
I don't give a fuck.
A freak?
What's the definition by freak?
Freak is something that be wildly abnormal. You born with a dick and a pussy. Who's born with that other than hermaphrodites?
Now that's
that's
just genetics, and that's
what is
not
it?
your fault. That's
Snakes.
genetics, and that's not your fault.
Not snakes.
Snakes born with two heads. Humans born with two heads. That's
No,
not their
no,
fault.
there are animals born with both, and then there are also animals that can change their genders.
but
Fish. Certain fish.
It's nobody's fault.
Wait a
that
minute.
They're born this way.
I'm not blaming
But
you,
it's the word you used.
so I'll even you know what? Wait, leeway, because I'll even put that past. I don't care about that. I want to get to a point you just said right now.
What?
Certain animals can change their sex. We can agree on that?
Yeah.
Well,
As they progress through life, they can either
Oh,
shed the
shit.
appendage that-
Oh,
either
shit.
shed the
I know he
appendage that
is.
they
You're the
had
fucking, here we
at the
go.
beginning of life, or die as they fertilize whatever is being brought into the fucking world. Holy
You said,
shit.
why can't us niggas do it?
Because humans and mammals are fucking.
Humans
not
are
as
mammals.
complex
Humans
as
are
many other
mammals.
Things that are on this planet.
okay, because those. What's your point, Frank?
If we can give leeway to the fact that scientifically it's accepted that animals change their sex, why is that such a huge fucking deal when it comes to us?
Because people see it as more of a psychological thing, whereas other
It is.
species, other kingdoms of animalia, they
Biologically,
physically go from male to female, or just stay asexual.
And why they do that specifically because there will be an abundance of one gender.
But we do it psychologically because in the current form that you are living, you are unhappy. So you change.
You make your life better for your own living.
Wait. But in regards to this one particular fish, I forget the name of it, where there is documentation. You can pull it up. I forget the name, but they changed it to avoid competition. They changed their gender to avoid competition, while also at the same time to make themselves, because the male fish will try to kill the weaker fish. The bigger fish will try to kill the weaker fish. So they switch themselves to make themselves look more feminine for the sake of they don't get killed.
He said, instead of you killing me, I need you to fuck me.
No, they don't. Yeah. So that's what, so like those dudes who dress like female, that ain't some bullshit.
Typically
It's still
males
bullshit. It's still cowardice.
Are
But
portrayed
it's,
as more muscular with more hair.
What question you just asked
What's
him?
the difference?
Difference between masculine and feminine? Masculine would be things.
You done did the same thing he's doing.
But see that's culturally, yeah.
yeah.
No, I'm on this Well, actually, say what you're gonna say.
No. What's the difference between the two? Because masculine, I'm big man, I lift things up and put them down.
Yeah.
Now listen
Dick
to
on
me
table.
as my strong voice projects throughout the room.
And feminine is more
I'm just
soft
little things,
and
you
yeah.
know, I'm more not flimsy. I'm a strong woman. I can do whatever I want. It's just. Fuck you.
I've explained to him mad times. I've done this rodeo a long time.
He's like, I ain't trying.
I've explained.
This is a good person to have a conversation with about that part.
Oh yeah.
This is probably the best you're gonna get. 'Cause I'm pretty forgiving.
Right. No, yeah.
Like I don't really take shit to heart.
No, yeah, and I appreciate it, and thank you, because it's like, you know, I never see myself going this far.
We don't try to be
Especially-
disrespectful.
We're being-
It's
Because
just-
I know it's not malicious.
yeah.
No,
You
we're
know, I
dead
know
it's
ass
not.
trying to figure this out. Thank you. So anyway, so it's like I've talked to him about, like, because I'm like him, have gone through
Yeah.
my journey of finding myself in regards to how do I get better as a man and how do I get better as a person and further. So when I see, yes, there's toxic masculinity and then there's toxic femininity. You know, it's both sides. Femititties. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know. So it's like, yeah, not every dude is big as fuck, hairy as hell. They don't all look like bears and gorillas. At the same time, it's like there is a standard that a man has to carry himself with, and there's a standard that a woman has to carry herself with.
This is also
But
true.
hold on. At the same time, it's like part of what I've been told and what I understand from what makes sense is that also when a man is comfortable with himself, and then further when he understands his position in life, he doesn't, whatever society says in regards to you gotta be this, you gotta be that, you nod your head, you say okay, and it's like, so long as I'm doing benefits me and my people, and who gives a fuck?
Which is why
If you choose that. But some people are in a good position in life, are fine, and don't want to identify that way. So, if I had him, I gotta go. I really do have to go. To this promo. But if I had to make a closing statement, it'd be this:
I'll set the timer. No, keep going.
it's not the fact that it's so hard to phrase this. It's not about. I think here is why most people get upset when you bring up sex and gender, is because many of the time people will not have good faith arguments like yourself. Like, most people don't argue about it in good faith. There are a lot of people who bring that up either as inflammatory rhetoric to get a spark out of somebody, or to try to insult the other person and say that they are mentally ill and that they need to be treated. So it's a hard conversation to have because it's hard. It is hard to ask questions about what is gender.
shit, I thought people were. I thought it was a mental illness too. I was like,
It is. It is. Science, medically, yes.
Like, I'm not though. But you know what? But
It's not an illness.
because it's just like you telling. Like I finally get, because it's more. It's not a mental illness, but it's a mental choice.
We're gonna, okay.
It's a more mental choice.
Listen, we're gonna,
You feel me?
because this can keep going. So we're gonna have to close it up.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah. No, because we're gonna do this again. That's it.
We have to do this. We have to. I need answers. I need more answers.
I need manswers, nigga.
You know what I mean?
Remember that shit?
Yeah. So yeah. Let them know where they can find you, dog.
Yeah, I'm Frank, but also commonly known as Dractic in the world. You can find me on Apple Music, Spotify, Bandcamp, YouTube as well. Again, that's Dractic, DRACTIC.
And we're gonna have that in the link in the description.
In-
Like, share, and subscribe.
Appreciate y'all for watching. This has been your man Smash, Smashcast Live, bro. It's another 2-hour one, but fuck it. Ike Stay High Dixon,
Stay high,
Philly
Dixon.
Bean, Frank Russo, what is
Dractic.
Dractic.
Dractic. Thank y'all very much for watching. Take care.
We outie 2000. That was fire. I got somewhat of an understanding. You know what I'm saying? Somewhat of an understanding is more of a choice in a way.